hello, hello, hello. Welcome in, Eric Zane Show podcast, a daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures each and every day of the work week, Monday through Friday, from the Impact Power Sports studio. Hope you all are well. We are inching our way towards that time of the year when, like, the clocks, spring forward. I guess that's like March 10. And I'm like, yes, come on, let's do it. It's still a month away, but that's like a real turning point. You know, we're already past one turning point. Also, the idea that today is Fat Tuesday is another turning point because that signifies the beginning of the Lenten season. And as a Catholic, a cradle Catholic, but currently not practicing, that signifies, the Lenten season. That's kind of like getting ready for Easter. It all equates to, like, big picture, spring, eternal. Let's wake up. Oh my God. It just, every single time of year that we get to this, I'm like, I can't wait until the warmer temperatures. It's going to be awesome. And then as soon as it gets here, what do? I waste it all away. Hang on. This is the obligatory bash the equipment moment. Knock it off. I don't even know if there was anything wrong with that, but it just felt like I was hearing something weird. Punchkis, that's like, I think, Polish for jelly donut. I remember one Fat Tuesday, I was working at the cabinet shop with my brother, regular Mike, half-brother Mike. So there was three of us. It was Mike, World Book Jim, and EZ. And there was these guys that worked in the cabinet shop, there was, all the time there would be disputes. And there was one in particular that one of the other workers annoyed the hell out of my brother Jim, World Book Jim. And somebody had bought punchkis to start the day. And Jim had a punchki in his hand. And it was a jelly punchki, like a jelly donut. And he whipped that fucking thing at this guy whose name was Scratch. That was his nickname, Scratch. And hit him, actually, if you can picture, like, the Zapruder film, when JFK and Jackie were in the motorcade, Dealey Plaza, and then the first shot hit Kennedy, and then he, like, grabbed his neck in that weird reflex, and then the second shot, like, you can picture it. Well, that's what it looked like. JFK headshot. When Jim completely connected flush with the side of that fucker's head. And it exploded. And it was like, what the fuck? If we could only see that on replay, it was so fantastic. My God. I've got a whole book's worth of stories from the cabinet shop. Those years, my God, just by kind of like osmosis, I learned some key things in a trade when it came to building cabinets. And I remember Diana, I was just starting to date Diana, and I was still working at the cabinet shop during my summers. And she said, I'm going to get a bunny. I go, oh, all right, great. Yeah, bunny sounds awesome. So she goes, I need a bunny cage. All right, hey, I'll build you one. I'm like a carpentry expert now. So I've got my chicken wire, I've got my parts, and I've got a staple gun, 1.25 inch staples. And the staple went into my middle finger, into the side, out the other side of the middle finger, into the index finger, and they were stapled together all the way through. And I'm like, oh my God. I had to get this pair of pliers and actually yank that fucking thing out of there. Holy shit. Did not go to the hospital. Bandaged it. It just went through meat. Tyler says, careful describing this. You might start to vagal. You're absolutely right, and I did. I felt tingling in various extremities. Me describing my own injury. Podcaster passes out from describing his own injury. Holy shit, I can't even talk. What is my deal? Over the weekend, our beloved NFK starts complaining of tooth pain. Now, it's my job to run out the ground ball when he's having something that's bothering him. Yesterday, right at 8, I start the damn music for this show, and then I call while it's warming up, while everybody's logging in or whatever. Yeah, I want to get Kevin in. I want to get the NFK in. Okay, we can get him in at 11:40. I go, fantastic. Diana's got the day off. I go down there, go like, can you take him? Because she's, home. Just makes my life easier. I'm in scheduling. I'm the scheduling department, and I'm transportation. And I'm also liaison to the physicians and the dentists who explain things to him, and all sorts of scheduling things come to me. Diana goes, takes the NFK, comes back, and Kevin walks in first. I go, hey, how did you do? Did you figure out your issue? And he starts to describe it, stops, and says, I'll let her describe it. I go, no problem. Now, Diana did start to describe it, and then about 3 seconds into describing it, he comes back in the room and starts barking out basically what she's trying to explain to me in English. He's trying to explain to me through pantomime and histrionics and gestures. So I'm looking at Diana, and she's carefully explaining what's going on. And before I get to that, before I start actually to process the information from her, Ding Dong walks into the room, and this is what he does. Now, if you're only watching this, if you're only listening to the show, you won't be able to gather this. Because he likes to talk with a physical language that only, I can't even understand it. He just does it. You're like, what is that noise? That's Darla scratching at the couch, the chair. Hey, just lay down. You don't need to dig a hole on the chair. So before Diana can get 2 words out, he comes walking up, and one of the things he's doing is he's showing me his teeth, like what a monkey would do when he's showing aggression. And when he's doing that, I don't often see his teeth, but it was a shade of yellow. Like if you don't drink water for like a day and you still pee, it comes out like golden. He's got golden teeth. Because one of his gestures was showing his teeth and go and touching it like that. So this is what I get. While Diana's talking to me, he comes and goes, fucking shit. And then he's going, fucking shit, fucking, she's goddamn son of a fucking bitch. You motherfucking cocksuckers. I should sleep study. You call that fucking sleep study cocksucker motherfucker. And you taking shit and fucking crazy fucking N-word. I go, oh. Okay, I got it. You want me to call your primary care physician. Right. And because the dentist thinks that you're terribly grinding your teeth, which is hitting a nerve. Yeah, she's fucking motherfucker. She's fucking shit. Fuck. Cocksucker. Motherfucker. Okay. And he thinks I should schedule you for a sleep study, trying to find out if you have apnea and if you're grinding your teeth. God damn. So that's basically it. I guess the idea that he's really, really grinding his teeth at night and that is leading to some type of tooth pain during his waking hours. The suggestion being that that's what's happening. So, okay. I guess he's got to get a sleep study. I have no fucking idea. I go, well, yeah, but are you in pain right now? I mean, was the pain addressed? And Diana explained to me that he somehow did manage to do something. I don't know if it was grind something down or wiggle a tooth a certain way, and it did stop hurting. I don't know. So, Easy Logistics, scheduling department, I called and scheduled it. And I wandered downstairs and go, hey, buddy, I got you in with your doctor. And he's got this look of shock in his eyes. And I'm thinking to myself, what? You were there when we had this discussion about scheduling you with your doctor to tell him what your dentist said. The most confused look you'd ever see. Oh, so I go, all right, so that's happening Friday. It's going to be a nightmare. It's going to be horrible. Chris says, it's like American Sign Language communicating with him he's talking about, but it's Kevin's sign. I can't even talk. Fucking A. Kevin's Sign Language, KSL. All I do is, because you guys talk about a bite split, I don't know. I thought that they would have suggested that too. But I guess not. I have no idea. Holy shit. And then I made the mistake. More dental care news. Typically, he'll get pieces of mail and he'll open them and he has no idea what they are. Usually it's from like Medicare or it's a medical bill or something like that. And like when it comes to because he is constantly paying the dentist money. He's in for like tens of thousands of dollars. And every time he gets a root canal, it's another $1,500 that he has to pay out of pocket. So I get the bills and I just, over time, pay them through his, what do you call it? Through his bank account, like write a check. Here you go. And so he sees one that I opened, which is, I'm a little worried about that because his name was on it, but I opened it. Because I don't want him seeing how much he's paying, even though that might actually make him brush his teeth. I don't know. But he saw how much it was for that one root canal. He goes, I owe that much money. I go, yeah. I break it up over time. I usually send them 2 or 3 payments to pay for that, but so it doesn't drain your money. But yeah, that's, you're in for tens of thousands of dollars to get your teeth fixed. Now, before he goes to bed, this is how it is in this fucker's world. An entire thing of tobacco in his mouth, and then he kind of scoops it out, throws it away. No, he puts it back in the tin. He's got one with good tobacco and one with used tobacco. And then, so he empties the good one and chews it, and then he puts it, lets it do its thing between his gum and his teeth. And then he pulls it out and puts it in the shitty one. When the shitty one gets full, he dumps it out. It's a ritual. God damn, it's like his biggest obligation is chewing tobacco for the day. And he'll scoop it out, and then he's been eating shit all day and drinking coffee, and then he just goes to bed. And I'm like, buddy, you're in a spot right now where your teeth are rotting out of your head. You need to make every effort to clean your teeth, especially after a full day of tobacco chewing and eating. I do. I brush them all day. And he does now. He does actually during the day. I go, I understand that. But you don't before you go to bed. No. I go, you need to. You're spending a lot of money to get your teeth fixed. You mean, why am I even having this pep talk with you? Why does this even take place? Why am I talking to a man 63 years old about brushing his goddamn teeth? I have had to parent more for shit like this with the NFK than I did my own son. Jesus. Speaking of my son, I got a phone call yesterday. And, I better not say anything. I take it back. I'm going to blue ball you. Corey says Jim had a baby in high school, though. Pretty mature. He had to be. I found out the easiest way to get your son to listen to you. Like, if you wanted him to do something, tell him the opposite, because he's not going to do what you tell him to do. He's going to do the opposite. I figured that out. Unbelievable. Yeah, sorry to blue ball you, but I'm like, I better wait on this. I'm not. That's what I've been doing lately. I've been trying to not make so many mistakes when it comes to just saying shit off the top of my head. Even though I almost did that yesterday and almost got one of the audience members possibly in trouble. None of that today. All right. Thank you for being here. Amanda, which is remarkable, she says, yeah, quit blurting stuff out. Quit blurting. Holy cow. Over the weekend, I went and saw a concert, and this is my review of it. Some of you may remember the band. Well, I'm sure a lot of you, especially in Grand Rapids, there's a band called the Verve Pipe, and they had some hits in the 90s. One is called The Freshman. That was their biggest hit. Brian Vander Ark is the lead singer of the Verve Pipe, leader of the band. And I've talked to Brian many, many times over the years while at WGRD and even at WBBL from time to time. And I never really I've never seen that band live. And I think what's happened to that band is they've added a few more layers to it that makes it a must watch and must see. And that's the same thing. Must see, must hear. Because a pal of mine, I invited to the hockey game over the weekend. He says, I can't. I'm going to see the Verve Pipe. I go, hey, you got an extra ticket? He works in radio. He said, yeah. I go, send it to me, because after the hockey game, I'm going to go over there to it's a venue called 20 Monroe. So I literally get done with the hockey game, walk across the street, Walk in, and I figured out that of the 21 songs, I was on song 11 when I walked in. So halfway through the show, band of Verve Pipe. And they're busting out a cover song at the time by the band Supertramp called "Take the Long Way Home," and it's it's a terrific song. And they were doing a hell of a job with it. I was like, God damn, this sounds fantastic. But then I watched the rest of the show, and God damn it, there's no hyperbole here. I was moved. I was so into this. I was like, son of a bitch. I feel like I'm seeing something really, really spectacular. And I was. I'm really special. And I'm listening to it. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, what have I been missing for all of this time? They've probably played in the area 100 times in the 20 years that I've lived here. Why am I just now seeing this? And I really got into it. So you're looking at a high-powered band with so many amazing elements to it that, holy shit. Kent dropped the E out of you, says their guitarist, Lou, is the guitarist at our church. Wow, well, that must be incredible because that guy was just crushing it. There were many different members of that band that were super memorable to me, and he was one of them. He's fantastic. They had a fiddle player in the band. They had a harmonica player in the band, and the bass player is Brian's brother. He was outstanding, and Brian himself. The lyrics in Brian's songs are pretty fantastic. This isn't like a bunch of oh yeahs and ahas and baby baby babies. These are pretty deep songs with just tremendous lyrics. But you really got to pay attention. Now, I'm doing that. I'm really listening to the words and watching him sell it like crazy. And I'm with this dude I know who got me the tickets, and he starts having a conversation with me about how hot the other lead singer is. And it's this lady. Her name is Channing Lee, I think. Channing Lee, is that it? I think so. I'm just getting up to speed on all of this right now, and I'm like, God damn it, shut up! I want to enjoy this, because I've said this before. When I am seeing a show, I want to be left alone. And when I walked into the venue, I was alone. And for about the first 5 songs, I'm leaning next to the sound where the mixing area is, in front of the stage, like in a shadow, just watching the damn thing. Like, oh, this is fucking great. Then I ran into Dude, and Dude's like, yeah, come with that. I go, all right, yeah. And then he's like, oh, what do you think about the Lions? I'm like, shut up. I'm trying to watch this show. So, all right. This all unfolds. And then they leave the stage. And it's, what do you call it? Encore time. And a couple, the opening act comes out. And they're going to do a jam session. All right. And the guitar player for that band, he goes into a chord progression that I instantly recognize as The Chain from Fleetwood Mac. Never break the chain. That song. And slowly but surely, the Verve Pipe comes out to join them. And this gets to a fevered pitch of intensity. Oh. And at the end of that song, it gets really, they like double time or whatever the fuck that song. And everybody's just ripping through it. And Vander Ark has school-age kids. And as it really starts to rip late in the song, his kids are dancing off to the side of the stage. And I'm like, little kids are dancing their asses off to their dad playing a Fleetwood Mac song. Oh, it was, and people are just, it was like a frenzy The audience is just going fucking bonkers. So it culminates with a big finish. That's it. Band leaves, and I'm like, what have I just witnessed here? I have seen something really, really special. My God, I was half exhausted from just watching it. We waited off to the side of the stage, hoping Brian would come out, but he did not. But the harmonica guy did, like to go get a drink or see family or something like that. And I go, I need to tell you something. You guys moved me. And if you really want to get, okay, if you just say, hey, man, sounded great, they go, hey, thanks. But if you say this, apparently it has more. And I go, look, you need to know this. All of what just happened right there moved me. It really did. And he goes, oh, my God, thank you. He was so sweet and so appreciative of the comment. And then he said to me, it's been a long week. My brother just passed. I go, are you kidding me? Jesus Christ, I'm so sorry. Well, you laid it out there, man. He would have been proud of you. Oh, dude, it was awesome. I can't stress enough. The next time they blow through, you must go see the Verve Pipe. You have to. I feel like a dick for not. I feel like I've taken the band being around here and in the area for as long as I have for granted. I'm like, shit, well, I'm not going to do that anymore. I mean, now they're old. I think they when I say old, Brian's as old as I am. I think that they're now to a point where they got to be better than they ever have before because they've got so many different bullets in the chamber with this other lead singer, this lady. Channing Lee is, I think, her name. I know I struggled with it before, but I'm pretty sure that's it. And there's just a lot of layers to the band, more so I'm sure than when they first started making music when they were just kids in East Lansing and in Grand Rapids too. So that is EZ's review of the Verve Pipe concert. Make it a point to check them out online. And they do have some live material. There is a album on Spotify called Villains Live and Acoustic. But what I saw the other night, if I had that live, I would fucking watch it over again. Over and over and over again. Chris says you got to be on your shit to do covers of Supertramp and Fleetwood. I wonder if there's YouTube or TikTok videos on it. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Chris says Janie Lane. No, not Janie Lane. I said Channing Lee. I think it is. Let me just double check. Maybe I'm getting that wrong. Channing something. I don't remember. Channing Lee doesn't sound right. It's Channing something. Now I got to know. Channing Verve Pipe? Would I look that up? It is Channing Lee. Fuck me. I was right. Not Channing Tatum. Shut up, dick. Channing Lee. That is the young lady's name. She was outstanding. She even did a song where the whole band left and she's up there by herself. And she starts like doing a melody with her voice. Like, you know how like when you have three people that are singing a cappella, one person does one part, another person does another part, third person does another part. She starts doing one part and then she taps something on the floor and it loops that first part. And then she does another part and hits something else on the fucking floor. And now I hear her twice doing two different things that are like perfect, sync perfectly. And then she starts singing along with her. Does that make sense? So I'm hearing three hers. Remarkable. Kyle Ryan writes, there's a segment on Freeburn Hot Wings show years ago where all five of you guys shit all over this band and talk about how awful their first album was. Now I feel bad. That can't be true. There's no way. There's no way that would have happened. All right. Thanks for checking out the show on Facebook, X, and YouTube. I appreciate you on Facebook, X, and YouTube for joining. But if you want the full show, you have to head over to Twitch. It's more fun at Twitch. You give yourself a username. You make yourself known in the chat community. And off you go. The full show is uninterrupted on Twitch. All you have to do is download the Twitch app and then search Eric Zane Live, all one word. Or if you're at a desktop or laptop, twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. Audio podcast, wherever you download shows. Email me on the Shoreliner Striping inbox, eric@ericzaneshow.com. And my Patreon, where this Thursday we have a Big Fraud Thursday coming your way. Ben and I will bust out who are these free beers, and then we will do the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast. On Who Are These Free Beers this week, we will unpack a segment where our heroes, we used to do this where we would play a video and then make jokes about the video. And that still happens to this day. But something was a little wonky in this one. There were some glaring problems that need to be discussed. Mainly the jokes. Our heroes break down a video where a guy who is an actual clown is teaching people how to appropriately be a clown at an old folks home, which on its surface sounds like it would be a decent enough bit of content to have fun with. But what we got was, to start, Greg busting out a number of jokes that, frankly, I thought some of which were pretty decent. Fair. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I think some of them, like, that's not a bad joke. Well, that's not a bad joke either. But he got nothing for them. Like, no one, there was like crickets in the room. I was like, why isn't anybody helping you with your jokes? What's going on here? It turned out to be pretty rough. And we'll break that down. The clown video breakdown. EZ will break down them breaking down the clowns. And Ben Glaze, Thursday on Patreon. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. But for now, thank you, Facebook, X, and YouTube. But I say goodbye to you for now.